When I look back at the families I knew when I grew up, most would never ever identify with having a problem drinking. They were never diagnosed with alcohol use disorder, they never went to the doctors, they never went to rehab, but they missed Monday mornings in work, they yelled more on Sundays, they blacked out at weddings, they cheated, they fought, they left bruises on each other and their kids' minds. And they all drank. And nobody called it a problem. They just called it life.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? 1 in 4 children live with a parent who has alcohol or drug problems. Sounds shocking, right? It shouldn't. What's more shocking is how normal it's become. Hello everybody, my name is Davy. I am not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck, and I spend every waking moment of that life helping other people do the same. I read an article the other day. It said 1 in 4 kids live with parents who have alcohol or drug problems. And it was framed like some urgent revelation, like we should all be surprised by it, right? I wasn't. Because that stat, I was thinking to myself, it doesn't even scratch the surface. The stat is just the smoke. The fire is the liquid lie. The real epidemic isn't just substance misuse. It's that alcohol has been sold to us from birth that it is natural, normal, necessary, nice, and noble. You don't need a parent with an obvious problem for your childhood to be affected by alcohol. You just need a birthday party with Prosecco. You need a dad who drinks every weekend. You need a mum who says she deserves a glass of wine after putting the kids to bed. A society said, drinking alcohol is just what adults do. When I look back at the families I knew when I grew up, most would never ever identify with having a problem drinking. They were never diagnosed with alcohol use disorder, they never went to the doctors, they never went to rehab, but they missed Monday mornings in work, they yelled more on Sundays, they blacked out at weddings, they cheated, they fought, they left bruises on each other and their kids' minds. And they all drank. And nobody called it a problem. They just called it life. Now, we're going to take a short break, but before we do, reflect on this. If alcohol is everywhere, at dinner tables, family gatherings, children's birthday parties, if so many parents drink without ever being labeled as having a problem, then what does that 1 in 4 stat really mean? Because when alcohol reliance is so deeply normalized, maybe the number isn't really 1 in 4. Maybe it's all of us raised under the same illusion. Have a think about that. We'll get back to you after the break. Welcome back to the 1000 Days Sober podcast. And before the break, I asked you to consider if alcohol is embedded in everything, how can we even tell what counts as a problem? And this is the real root of everything that I do here at Strive. The issue isn't just that some kids live with alcohol-reliant parents. Every child in the world is growing up in a world soaked in the liquid lie. You can't dismantle that lie with merely willpower. You can't dismantle it by hoping that people will drink more responsibly. You have to dismantle it by slowly, by surely, everybody waking up. You dismantle it by refusing to play along. You dismantle it by becoming the role model that you never had. We don't just need to solve alcohol use disorder. We need to solve the worldview that made alcohol look like medicine, magic, or maturity in the first place. We need to create a new system. As I said in a previous podcast, quoting Buckminster Fuller in Seth Godin's book, This Is Strategy, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And that's what living a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck, is all about. You become the new model. You choose to be the parent whose kids never see wine as self-care. The friend who doesn't pressure others to have just one. The striver who turns pain into presence. Today's daily vow. Today, I will not drink because I refuse to be a part of the problem my kids might inherit. I will not model alcohol as a reward. a coping mechanism, or a rite of passage. I will be the reason my child sees alcohol for what it is, a lie. And I will be the proof that you can live fully without it. This isn't just about your kids, it's about every kid because they're all watching. They're all learning what life is supposed to look like. So let's show them something better. As you go about your day to day, as you can tell by the sound in the background here, I'm going about my day with cleaners smashing and banging everything outside my door. But for you, when did you first learn that alcohol was normal? How did your parents model alcohol use? Overtly or subtly? And what part of that legacy are you willing to break? That's all I have time for today. If this episode hit home, then please share it, leave a review so others can find it, and subscribe to the podcast, the 1000 Days Sober Podcast, so you never miss another reminder to live a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck. And if you want to start building a new model for yourself and your family, head to www.thestrivemethod.com and join the waiting list, not the latent list, for the Strive Method Stuck Phase, okay? Until tomorrow, much love, strive on, and remember, for this 24 hours, you don't have to drink. You've got this. Much love. Take care.